I want to ask the group of you, though, off of yesterday. I don't know what you guys think is the primary job of a coach. Managing people is just generally hard. I know when it comes to, for example, Stugotz, in the very few Hollywood directors that I've ever been able to talk to, and it's only been a couple, will tell you that the director's job is basically to just be a place where all the people can come and get answers to their problems. A CEO will tell you, a lot of CEOs will tell you that a CEO's job is just to deliver bad news, that it's not what you think it is. It's right. Just the perpetual delivery of bad news. When it comes to big decisions, the reason I pay Rick Carlisle is to have the strength of governance over his proceedings that when I'm down 2 in the fourth quarter, he knows he's got to sit the guy who's got 6 drives in the game and bring in McConnell, because a healthy McConnell is better than Haliburton with 6 drives in the game. You're 2 points on the road from taking game 5 and bringing it home. The decision I need my coach to make is the most difficult one to make. I sit my star who wants to play but is useless, because Haliburton, that way, loses to a lot of teams in the league, because that's not good enough. TJ McConnell was good in that third quarter. That's the decision I'm paying the coach to make. I understand today people questioning it, and I also understand why Carlisle goes with the guy that he has, because he thinks he's got some magic, and maybe because Haliburton's his star for years to come, you got to just keep riding that, because you give away this season with the decision, but you can't make the other decision, because the other decision is the brave one, that if you lose the game the same way, people are going to say, why isn't Haliburton in the game, even injured?
I think that's the perspective a guy like Rick Carlisle has to have. Not only did he win a championship, but he won it with a championship. He won that championship with a superstar who was aging, right? It felt that was extra pressurized to get it there. With Tyrese Haliburton, even last year's run just to the conference finals, but certainly this year's run to the finals, feels like you're doing this with house money, feels like they're a little ahead of the curve here. So the last thing you would want to do is injure your player for next year. You want to keep this sort of upswing going and make sure that, hey, if we are this type of team that can own the East for years to come, we have to have our superstar. So it makes it a little bit of an easier decision, only because Rick Carlisle has that perspective.
That's the long term, but for the now, your job is to give your team the best chance to win. And if McConnell is going to give your team the best chance to win, that's the guy you have to go to, even if it means Haliburton doesn't play as much.
It's easy to say today, and Izzy's telling you that he thinks a lot of coaches make the move to McConnell since 2019, and I don't think a lot do. I think a lot of coaches just stay with the injured guy because he wants to play. He's my star. He's my leader. The other guy, McConnell, is used to a specific role that isn't playing the last 8 minutes of the game and controlling everything. And so I would have made the same decision Carlisle made. I'm not sitting here arguing easily on the other end of, well, they lost, therefore the other move is the move that's going to work. I'm just presenting to the audience what a difficult decision that is. I know everyone's going to criticize it today. It's just when you live with these people, they're human beings, and your job is to manage them. McConnell's role is McConnell's role. Haliburton's your star for the next 10 years. I understand what Carlisle did, even if it cost him the game. It's just like they were right there on the championship in Game 4 and Game 5, and they're a decision away from the winning margin, and Carlisle's done a great job in this series, but on that one, in retrospect, that's clearly the wrong decision by result and process, I would say, because he's hurt, and he was obviously hurt, and he was hurt in a way we could all see, so his defense isn't going to be any good. And again, Stugotz, if Haliburton's got 6 drives in the game, that ceases to be Haliburton.
Yeah, and what makes this unique, though, is the injury specifically. It's the calf injury that people are very sensitive about because it obviously leads to Achilles injuries.